Hey, what's up? This is DJ Prostyle.
And this is Penny Dellas.
And this is Teach Me Something.
Brought to you by Berkeley College. We are giddy today because the team surprised us with some goodies. We had a little bit of sugar.
That's right. If you want to call it that.
If you want to call it that.
Yeah. And can you tell them why they surprised us?
Yes, because as you know, we pre-record and it is my birthday week.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right.
It was very, very nice.
There's going to be a lot of cake
wait.
and cookies and calories all
La
day.
Dieta. I know. Guys, we have been on a health journey.
That's right. Well, we've been talking about, well, you have. I haven't started with it. I'm not going to lie.
Well, you've been talking about it.
Yeah.
I've been
doing a lot of talking.
The funny
but not
thing is
the
you
action
motivate
part.
me, but then you don't do it.
I'm motivated, I swear, from like the minute I wake up to like 7 o'clock at night. Then that motivation kind of goes out the window. And then it's like, you know?
I mean, go to bed at that time. Well, you can.
Yeah, okay, go to bed at that time. That's great.
While you're in the club working.
You hear go to bed. It's that easy. My kids right now, they're out. You know, school's out.
School's out.
They're not going to sleep.
So what do you do?
Stay up.
And just eat all the munchies?
If I'm home, yeah. If I'm
At 10 p.m.?
not on the radio and I'm home with them, they want to.
That's horrendous.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That's not good for your body.
Okay, let's move on.
Speaking of our bodies, Alex, okay, we have a special guest with us today, and I'm so proud to present this guest. She is a scientist, a doctor, an activist.
Keep going.
A community representative, okay? She is Doctora Melissa Baralt.
You forgot to ask, she's Dominican in there. What's going on?
We were getting to
Okay.
add the culture.
Nice to have you with us.
Thank you. I'm so blessed. Thank you, Miss Penny, DJ Prostyle. You guys are amazing. I love the energy in here. Let me tell you, the vibe is vibing. Okay?
The vibe is vibing.
I like
The
that.
vibe
That's
is
going to be our new
vibing.
tagline. The vibe is vibing.
So we love it
I like
here.
that one.
The vibe is vibing.
Yeah, so thank you for having me. This is such an amazing treat for me. Besides the treats we have in front of us.
Right.
I appreciate the both of you. It's so important for all of us to be in this space and really embrace each other as the professionals that we are.
Yes, and we
I
appreciate
love
you for
that.
taking time out of your schedule to come do this with
Thank
us.
you. Anytime.
The busiest schedule, the busiest professor that I know, one of my previous professors at Berkeley College. So shout out to that. But Dr. Melissa Baralt is a woman whose journey embodies purpose, passion, and public service. I mean, you are everywhere. For those, everyone in Passaic County knows who Dr. Melissa Baralt is. Everyone in the Dominican Republic knows who Dr. Melissa Baralt is. La Doctora, Miami, you name it, they know who she is. I bump into people, they're like, you know Dr. Melissa Baralt? All the time. But it is such a privilege to have you here today to speak about your journey.
And actually, the privilege is mine because you are a collective piece of my journey. Because me having been your professor and seeing you blossom into this consummate professional is one of my life's greatest joys. So
That's awesome.
let's start there.
Thank you. Insert tagline, your potential is our promise at
There
Berkeley
you go.
College.
There you go.
But Melissa, how do you go from the Dominican Republic to the United States and pursue and accomplish a Ph.D. and now in STEM? How does that trajectory happen?
The secret is mango in the morning. I promise.
I knew
Okay.
it. I knew it. I was going to say that, but whatever.
So originally my parents were the ones who came first. They immigrated. My father immigrated here in 1973. And then he brought my mom, and then they had me here. So I was actually born in New York. So I'm born and semi-raised in New York. So that's why I have the little accent thing going on. Where every Dominican landed, Washington Heights, que lo que, Washington Heights. And from there, we moved to Jersey. And moving to Jersey was, I guess, the climax for me being interested in science. I went to a technical school, then Montclair State University. And then from there, I got connected with people that told me there's a program for minorities in the sciences. Why don't you go for it? And I said, well, how much do I have to pay? And they were like, no, it's free $99. I'm like, what? So I applied to the program as part of the NIH, the Bridges program. And from there, I went to a master's program and right into a Ph.D. in molecular pathology and immunology. So I was done by the age of 27 with everything. And it was amazing because nobody looked like me. And I thought it was the normal thing. I thought people you just stay in school. Like, that's just the normal thing because I never had an option in my house. Like, my father said, you're going to school and you're doing what you're going to do. And my mom, too. Vete a estudiar. You already know. So it's been a blessing, altogether a blessing. And I just want to say, coming out of school, I actually worked in the academic sector, and I was a scientist at Georgetown University. And it wasn't, I didn't find my passion there. I said, science is wonderful, but I really want to help the next generation. And it wasn't until I interviewed at Berkeley that I literally walked into my potential and said, you know what? This is what I want to do. I want to shape lives. And I remember being interviewed at Berkeley, and Dr. Barbara Cohen, shout out to her, she was on the hiring committee, and she said, there were 2 people outside waiting to be interviewed. And she said, Dr. Melissa Baralt, to the other person that was standing outside. I said, that would be me. She said, you look like a kid. And that was literally the start of a fresh conversation. And they immediately embraced me. And so I've been there for 16 years now. So I'm really happy about the work I do at Berkeley and how we shape lives, and how, I'm one of the people that looks like nothing you would ever expect behind a chalkboard, in front of a chalkboard, behind a screen, I guess.
Whiteboard screen.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So.
And shout out to your parents, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Because I always say it starts at home, right? And I love how
does.
your parents pushed you into education and saying, you're going to go to college. You're going to go to school. That's that's how I know we're going to be with our kids. There's none of this. You get to pick this is what you're going to do.
They can come shadow me in Berkeley.
Yeah.
But you're like that with your kids, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. We're going to be like that 100%.
I tell my son all the time, my older son named Liam, which I mentioned today, I tell him, why be ordinary when you could be extraordinary? The only difference is a little extra. Come on, Liam. And he's like, oh, why be ordinary? He understands the message, right? It's the messages. People and children.
I'm going home to say that right now. Too.
Absolutely. Because kids don't listen to what you say. They look at what you do.
Yes.
That's where the impact is.
We do as we see.
Right.
Well,
So-
you're setting an
incredible
incredible
Oh,
example
thank
for your
you.
children.
Thank you. I know my dad's proud. He's like, every time we go places, he's like, that's my daughter. I'm like,
surprised he's not here today
I
because
know.
you take him with you on tour.
I know. He's my tour manager. I mean, he's everything.
We definitely would have him on right now.
I know. He's amazing.
We start asking questions, so tell us.
Yes.
I know. And by tour, Melissa, you are literally everywhere. Every weekend I see her at an event through education. Then she's doing public policy. Then she's doing entrepreneurship through Be Better Than Me, her nonprofit organization. So how do you balance?
So, and I get asked that question, I guess, the most when I go to places and in an interview. And I really have to be honest. I have to tell you, one, my faith in God, because I have unshakable faith that he'll work it out. I let go and I let God.
Amen.
And 2, I have an amazing husband at home who pushes me, who says, do it. And, the things that you don't have to worry about are the things that are the most important, right? Like, I don't worry about who's picking up the kids. Like right now, my kids are in a summer camp and they need to be picked up at 12. And I know that he's going to do that. Like, I don't have to question that. And so that's why it's important for you to focus on who are you building your legacy with, right? Who's laying those bricks with you? It's important because if the person understands the message, then both of you are in sync and you understand that you're doing it for the greater purpose. So most definitely, he's been a major contributing factor. And we're like non-traditional, right? Because he's mostly at home with the kids. And he's like, I love being here with my kids. And I love that we are able to balance that. So he does his work as a media person on TV. And he's, his timing is very flexible. So he's able to give me the hand when I'm away at events or doing things in the community. And that 100% is like the best possible feeling because I feel like my kids get the best of everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
That is. That's what it's about, really.
I mean, it's a partnership.
Yeah.
A relationship is a partnership.
Absolutely.
That's definitely
Balance
me and
each
my
other
wife.
out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out to wifey.
I'm the husband. I'm the one who's like everywhere doing, picking the kids up. And
Shout out to wifey.
She's beautiful. She has a nice.
That's right.
That's right. Beautiful. So you have founded the SheCaucus, Be Better Than Me. And recently, you worked on a program called She Leads in New Jersey, which I had the privilege of being a judge.
I love it.
For the first cohort. Where do these ideas stem from? Is it because you see a gap in community and culture that you need to fill, or is it something that's passion?
I'm going to start by saying that I love that you said stem from.
Yes.
So the SheCaucus started, I ran for office. I ran for public office in 2018 and I lost, but I didn't because it put me out there and people started to know who I was. And it was peculiar, in the city where I live now, which is Paterson, to see someone young like that, doing their thing in that space. And I said, I'm going to start a nonprofit and we're going to do work to help around the community. And that's what we did. I started with a nice board of people who, believed in the purpose and we accomplished great things. And as the years progress, things shift as they do. and they morphed into this Be Better Than Me, which is my personal brand. This is why I wear a B everywhere. Yay. And it started from, me just helping my students actually and telling my students, like, what are you doing? You need to be better than me. You can't be like me. You have to be better than me. So that's where I started. And secret is, my name is Melissa in Greek, and Penny knows Greek. Melissa means honeybee. So it's a perfect fit. And if you know me, you know I'm a honeybee. I'm everywhere. So I started helping students with their academic, their professional settings, and how to get involved, how to get out there, how to get up and ready for schooling, because I truly saw that there was a divide, and people that looked like me weren't getting to the levels that I was expecting by this year, right? Like, it's 2025 already. Like, there's no way that the numbers of Latinos and brown people in STEM is less with a PhD, less than 4% in the United States of America. How does that happen? And what are we doing to change that number? So I'm a shapeshifter. I want to shape and shift that number completely. And how do we do that? Well, by helping them and really telling students and really being available and saying, you know what, you can do this. Let me show you how. I'm going to open my treasure box or my hive, and I'm going to show you the honey, right? So you can get it done. And that's been, my life's joy. Because when I go places and I see people that I've had in a classroom that say, you impacted me, you helped me, you wrote a letter of recommendation for me, you pushed me to this program, you connected me with XYZ, it's amazing. So in my trajectory as a professor, I actually learned how to design curriculum, but curriculum that is specifically based on the needs of the community or the people that we're serving. And so shout out to Melissa Rosario, who is the director of the SBDC at William Paterson University. She came up to me last summer and said, hey, I have an idea written down and I have some ideas and topics of interest. I want you to look at it. I want to start a program for women. And so she had her idea of She Leads. And I said, I'm on board 100%. Let's tie up the curriculum. And I know some great people who would be a great resource to the women in that program. And it's an all women's based program financed by M&T. And these women get, 14 weeks of personal, professional, and interrelational development. And it's amazing when you see what comes out, the final product. It's amazing. It's so humbling to see, someone who came in and, they started a bank account or they went and asked for dividends to continue their business path, whatever it is, and you were a part of somebody else's journey. I think there's no bigger reward than that, honestly.
We're just in awe.
Oh,
yeah.
Because Pearl's, learning this, and I see everything that she does, and it's so important for you as a beginning professional or beginning in your academic career, and to see people that you resonate with, that look like you, that feel like you, that 100%. Speak like you, and coming into the higher education space when you perhaps have not had a guide. Right? Or do not have experience with financial literacy. Correct. Or do not have experience with those academic levels. If you come from a place of first generation American, or you migrated here, you may not know how the system works. And firsthand experience, our professors really sit with you and they walk with you. And it's a testament to them as people, and Melissa's here today, as who you are as a person, because you go above and beyond to ensure that student or entrepreneur is going to make it to that goal, whatever that end goal may be. And you do go above and beyond.
Oh, thank you.
I think you have a sleeping bag on campus somewhere because you're there all the time. But
I want to thank Berkeley again, because honestly, if you look at the sector, the higher education sector, really, the people that are in our space that look like me, or like, you have a Dr. Byron Hargrove, or people like, Ty Gaines, people that are, we are diverse in our own settings, in our own wills. And Berkeley really took a chance when they said, she looks like a kid, but we're going to give her the opportunity to teach. And it's where I found my voice. I always spoke, but it wasn't a voice. It wasn't a message until I started teaching, and then it became an impact. And, impact is like the ripple effect. When you throw that pebble in the pond, no one sees the pebble, but you see the ripples.
Yeah.
And so the ripples are, really going back to know that you were a part of someone's trajectory who otherwise would have been sitting in a mediocre job and not progressing, but they went to school. You believed in them. They followed it through. They got a bachelor's. They went ahead and got a master's. I mean, it's really important to really look at these stories, and if you look at Berkeley, it's like we give these second opportunities to kids who otherwise, or students who otherwise wouldn't have been looked at by, other institutions, let's say. And you just think of people, like off the top of my head, I can think of, students like Quadir Klein, who was an amazing student, who was an honors program student. And, he came out, he's a real estate, mogul, and, has, investments in a private jet sector. Or people like, Lachey, Lashanae, right? Lashanae Thomas, who she just graduated from law school. Amazing. And she started at Berkeley. Like, it was an opportunity for her. She did what she did. Or people like, Crystal Fazenga, who is also a student that graduated, business serial entrepreneur who now works for the city of Paterson. I mean, we just have all these stories, and the stories go on. And I think it's such a proud moment because we give them the promise when everybody else doesn't. So
that's an incredible feeling.
Yeah.
Just to know and to see them go on and become successful. I mean, that's what you do it for, correct?
It's amazing.
Yeah. That feeling you get just
amazing. I'm so proud. I'm so honored. And people ask, why do you do it? Why do you do it? And I'm like, this is why I do it. And a lot of people think, honestly, when you're doing things and you're moving in a space, and I know you guys get that a lot. They think you're doing it because of a motive, or you're after something bigger.
Yeah.
And we are after something bigger. Everybody wants to do better. But your motive does not have to mean that you step over people to get it, right?
Absolutely not, yeah.
You can 100% help people be honest, be authentic, and really lend a helping hand because you care about your well-being, and you understand that environmental health is a part of holistic health. It's a part of who you become, right? So you are whoever you're around. And so we're trying to create these spaces where I'm around people that I 100% trust, right? And so, back to these opportunities and these spaces, like I saw Penny come in like a young buddling in a class who didn't even know Canvas. I was like, what do you mean? When is it due? And I'm like, girl. She soared. When I tell you she soared, I mean, it was like, she was like an enzyme to keep biological. And she soared through and, got her employment and gets out. And then she meets all these people within our system, people that have enabled her and been a part of her personal growth. And I can speak to you because you are my brand. You are my product, right? The B is the brand, but you are my product. And so people like Randy Gomez, who pours into so many of these students that come through the doors. And just, it's amazing that Berkeley offers us the opportunity as faculty members and the opportunity to these students and people who otherwise wouldn't have been, a part of any process.
It goes back to what you're saying about having your tribe, having your community. And when you think about school, and college is not for everyone.
No.
Okay. But for those that decide to, when you're going through the selection process, you're either a person or a number, depending on the institution that you're going to. And when you go to a smaller institution, you are a person. But when you find certain institutions, right, in my experience, because I had previous higher education experience before Berkeley, but when I came to Berkeley College, I saw, oh no, we're really a person. Like, people know your name from the admissions process to financial aid and they see you in the halls and you engage. And what you find is that you're not just receiving an education, you're building your community through the culture. It's really a familial culture is what it's there. And people really want to cheer you on and see you succeed. And through my pathway, seeing like Dr. Melissa Baralt, and she mentioned Dr. Hargrove and Patty Cohen, and there were Dr. Benedetti, a lot of different professors that I saw. Miss Ty Gaines that you mentioned, she started in student development, now is the COO of our Woodland Park campus in New Jersey. But seeing these women in power and seeing people that emulate who you want to be and giving you endless opportunities, it's up to you whether to carpe diem, seize the day and take on that opportunity. But going through that and seeing that anything is possible is what inspired me to continue through my master's program, to be able to teach at Berkeley and give back a little bit of what I received. And it's a continuum.
It is. It's a continuum. So, I'd like to I'm always teaching, bro. I got to tell you. So there's health and wellness, right? And we often bunch health and wellness together because you can't have one without the other. Yeah. Right? It's living healthy. It's being aware of your environment, your intelligence, your society, being aware of who you are as a person, even your spiritualness, right? Because a lot of times we put spirituality in a box and we don't realize that box is what's going to give you the answer to all of the unanswered questions. And it's wellness. And what is wellness compared to health? Well, you can be healthy, but you cannot be well. And wellness is a deliberate, you're deliberately choosing things to promote a healthier lifestyle. So it's a deliberate choice to, select certain people, be in certain environments, look at certain things that will benefit you for the good. And so I would almost challenge and say that, people that have come to Berkeley and really taken full advantage of all that we offer and the advantages as, student development and all of the other organizations that are part of the umbrella that
and
is
all of
Berkeley.
our student resources,
all of
that
our
are available.
resources, it becomes a lifestyle because you get used to, you want to pursue wellness. And so you're deliberately chasing a lifestyle that will stay with you long gone before you're done with the school, the program, and you're graduated and you've accomplished wherever it is that life is taking you. So, I mean, it's really, it's really a domino effect, if you will.
It really is.
Let's keep it Caribbean. Domino effect.
Yeah. It's just awesome. Just sitting in here, I love to hear your story. And now I see where it's coming from and the people who've helped, mold and shape you into the person you are. And
he looks like a proud dad. He's like, look at this.
I love it.
Well, it's funny because I'm sitting on the outside as someone who didn't get a chance, right? Not for any reason to go to college or anything like that.
We're going to enroll you.
It's never late.
Yeah, we're going to enroll you.
Yeah,
you're going to be in my class.
What we do, me and my wife
classes.
talk about it all the time because we also want to set that tone for our children because school and college and direction is something that we don't play with in our household, right? So I was also just blessed enough to kind of like fall into my career. I've been doing this since high school. I was on radio.
You didn't fall into your career. I want to challenge you.
Well, I worked my way into it.
Thank you.
Yes. I worked for where I'm at today from the bottom up, right?
That's right.
So the opportunity for me was just kind of there, and I took it and kept it going,
and
right?
You ran with it.
Yeah, but hearing these stories is just amazing. We all have different stories to get to where we're at. And you help so many people get to where they're at, and for the new kids coming in, seeing something like this episode, I'm sure, hopefully it catches the eyes of some new students or people who are even thinking about going to Berkeley or pursuing the career. Hopefully this will make it a little easier for them and get them more excited about it.
Absolutely. And I'm always available to help anyone. Like literally, Penny has called me.
I know, all the time.
1 in the morning. Hey, I have a kid and he needs help, an internship, whatever. We literally take it personal.
Yeah. We had a student that was traveling out of the country because he had a death in the family. And something happened where the financial package lapsed.
Yeah.
And he called me with the time difference. It was 1:00 in the morning, the situation she's speaking about. And he's like, what do? I don't see my classes. I said, okay, give me a second. Called Dr. Baralt. We called the director of the program. We figured everything out in time for the semester to begin, and we got everything done in 24 hours.
That's amazing.
So it's and these things, they happen. Sometimes, emergencies happen at home. We forget to follow up. But when you have people that care and that put in that extra mile, that's what makes a difference.
Absolutely.
And, we do have our naysayers, people that don't necessarily agree with our approach and how we're doing things. But we just keep going.
Yeah. And you're always going to have that in life.
Always.
With everything.
So we just keep going. We know what we're doing. We deliver. I mean, graduation ceremony is the pinnacle of everything that I've been talking about.
Yeah. You were there this year, Pro.
I was.
Amazing. I mean, you saw the students. They're like, it's to me. And so I love my faculty, but I refuse to sit down because I want to hug everybody. I want to see all the students. I want to say, listen, when you came in, I remember you couldn't even write a sentence and you're graduating and you know how to write papers and you learn how to do annotated bibliography. It's a big deal for me. It really is. And the way I see it is I'm giving you the materials. You're cooking your own cake. Let her cook. Right? You're cooking your own cake. And so I'm giving you the materials. Whether you take it or not, that's on you. But I know I'm doing my job. And that's not to say that, sometimes it goes well and there's a marriage and there's harmonious integration of the two bodies. And sometimes, hey, we're not the place for you, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that we're not going to help you and we're not going to be there for you while you're with us. So the thing that's beautiful is the stackable credentials idea, right? So I know Maria Rivera works on that. This idea that, we have certification programs for the professional to come in, emotional intelligence, whatever the case. And we have these certifications that, maybe, it's a long commitment to do an associate's or bachelor's. We understand that. We have these certifications that are coming in, and it's becoming popular in the market.
But then maybe a 3 or 4 class certificate is the way to go. And usually they stay and continue to an associate's or a bachelor's. Yeah.
So, we do a lot of things. We're tiny but mighty, just like me. And we are excited.
She has all the best phrases.
I know she does.
You need to
she's a firecracker.
You have to text me all these things later when I go home.
Yeah,
we love her.
So, you just got to keep it fresh, keep it moving, keep it engaging, and really have a positive outlook. Really.
That's it.
Really have a positive outlook.
I feel like she's covered all our questions and more.
She had.
We didn't even read them.
It's
I've
funny
been looking at the paper and
I'm so happy you said that because there's questions here and I'm like, well, she hit that. She answered that one.
I know. I was looking. I was like, she answered that. She answered that.
She did.
Great. We marked on. But okay, let's speak. You spoke about STEM and stats, and I just want to hit that because your curriculum is so different, right? There's a lesson that you teach that you look at flies.
Okay.
Right? And it's just your approach to things are so different, but they're engaging.
Thank you. Thank you. I take pride in that because everyone's been put on earth for a purpose. And my purpose has been to demystify complicated things into simple things that everyday people can understand. I feel oftentimes, especially in higher education, there's a disconnect between the person giving you the instruction and the person receiving the instruction. And therefore, if the person is not engaging or doesn't speak to the level of understanding of the person that's receiving the message goes nowhere, right? So like I always tell my students, like when I'm teaching them flies, I actually use genetics in my class, right? And genetics, what you know about genetics? Pro, what do you know?
Pro's very intrigued right now. Flies, what's happening?
Yeah.
I mean, I know, I know what I think about flies, but go ahead, tell me about it.
So we have
I know genetics and, kind of like.
Right. So we have the Drosophila melanogaster flies, and those are the flies. The fruit flies tell us a story of the genetic code, right? So if you're studying sex-linked inheritance, right? We all know males, biological males, XY, females XX, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that there's damages or mutations on the X chromosome that can be passed down predominantly to the boys because boys are XY. And so that X came from your mom, right? Are we lost?
No, I'm listening.
That X came from your mom. So there's something in
get my phone and write this down.
There's her classroom.
All right. There's something in the genetic code of your mother's family that then got translated into a disorder.
Yeah.
Whether it's male color blindness, which if you look at the numbers, it's so much higher in males and so much prevalent in males because it's an X-linked, it's an X-linked chromosomal defect.
That comes from the mother.
Right. Sometimes. Don't try to be slick.
So basically what you're saying is it's my mom's fault. No,
don't say that.
Your mom's going to call in.
I can't.
In 5 minutes.
I can't. So we do the actual mating in the classroom. So we'll have like the Drosophila flies that are males and females, and we'll do different breeding of different types of genes within the flies so that students can then study what happens when you have dominant inheritance or vice versa. So it's sort of like the story of, everyone in your family has like curly hair and blue eyes and you came out, what happened to you?
Yeah.
Well, it's because some inheritance is dominant and some is recessive. As we all know, we know these words, right? So I like to break that down for the students in the class. Or we're doing, blood typing, right? Blood typing is also genetic. Do you know your blood type, bro?
No.
You better.
You don't?
Penny, what's your blood type?
Okay, we're going to do this. Oh, positive.
This
I'm
is a
universal.
problem.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mine's definitely going to be positive because I'm just a positive person.
I'm done.
Oh, my God.
I'm done.
For those of you listening and not watching on KTU,
we're
Pro
gonna
definitely
do the blood
gave me
test
the
live.
We should
on the podcast.
We should do that. Yeah.
We should do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Dr. Baralt does not endorse any of the things that Prostyle has just said, but you should know your blood type. It's important, right? And so that's genetically inherited, right? That's why emergency rooms are the number one place where people find out they're not the father. It's not Maury. It's an emergency room.
I used to donate in high
happens.
school, so they gave me the nice little card, American Red
And you
Cross.
should know. It's something simple. I mean, right now we have synthetic blood, and I get it. We can work around things. But it's an important factor to know about yourself, and it's genetically inherited. And
I'm
I
gonna
teach
find out.
students. You should.
We're gonna do
It's important.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you ask
I
your
think
mom,
I found out in the past. I just don't remember.
Well, you have to know with your kids. What if they?
Yeah.
but you ask your mom. Moms always know.
Yeah.
Moms
She's not
always
gonna know.
She will. She'll be like, it's like mine, or whatever it is, right? Normally you inherit someone like I'm.
My mother will tell me that she'll make it up or something.
She'll be like, it's a B.
Yeah. She'll just make it up. He's not gonna figure it out anyway.
Go, mom. Go, mom. God bless her. I mean, I'm just saying. But these are the different things, right? It's like there's so much information overload out here. And in the era of the internet where you can literally put something on Google and find out the answer in 2.2 seconds.
Yeah. But
it's
you have
important.
to know how to verify.
Exactly.
It's not just researching, it's researching properly.
And what do we call that? Information literacy, right? You better know. You better be literate information-wise. You better know where you're getting, who's your source. It's not a reliable source. Okay?
Not a reliable source.
You have to
Peer-reviewed
understand.
journals.
You have to understand who is your
That was
source.
a classroom moment right there, too. The way she asked you, she's like, you better be able to answer this.
I know, she gave me the underlook like,
she gave
Penny?
me that look like, and what do we call it?
Penny?
Because I taught you this in class, Penny.
You better
No,
know.
I would listen. I'm a nerd in many ways, and I just
No way.
I love citations. My students, when we get to that week,
She does.
they're like, oh no, Miss B. I'm like,
She does. I've seen it.
I'm like, class, it's citations week, and they're like, oh, Miss B. But it's fun. I make it fun.
But, just a challenge because this is called Teach Me Something.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Penny and Prostyle, double P's in the house.
Hey.
Yeah, I like
She's
that.
quick.
She's
quick.
We're
She's
gonna bring her
quick.
back. We're gonna bring her back.
So let me tell you, teach me something. If you want to teach, I think a lot of times people, in order to teach somebody, if you make a connection with a soul, that connection can be engaging and that can last whatever. You can teach anything to anybody. I think a lot of times, professors forget that. They know all the scientific things. They know all the things that they have to know and the things they have to cover in order to be in compliance. But they forget to make a connection with the students. And so if that connection is not there, the student doesn't care about what you say.
Yeah.
So I try to establish the connection. And then when I throw the genetic stuff, I'm like, and now I'm going to teach you about Fragile X syndrome. By the time I have them hooked, they're like, wow, right? Make
It's
a
the human
connection.
relation side.
It really is. You have to make a connection and you have to be willing to be vulnerable in that space, right? You have to be willing to say, you know what, I don't know anything, but I will in 2 seconds. Give me a second. Because I don't know everything, right? As
Or when you misspell something on the whiteboard and the students call you out, it happens.
right, it happens.
It happens to the best.
But not to my student.
She's like, it happens, just not to me.
Yeah.
We're all human. No, you have to.
You have
The
to.
thing is owning your mistake in the moment and making it a learning experience.
Make it a learning experience and give yourself grace. The word of the day.
And you know what? Let me rephrase that. There are no failures and there are no mistakes. There are learning opportunities.
I agree.
So it's just
100%.
reframing your mindset.
It's all a shift, right? It's like
Pearl's like, I have so many gems
That's it.
from this one episode.
My head's like, poof.
that's it. Wicked.
I love it.
That's
I can tell why you're awesome at what you do, though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I can tell why you're awesome at what you do.
I'm just a great listener, right?
Yeah, you're awesome.
We're quick though, quick with the
You're quick with it. So we always end with 2 questions. Are you ready for this?
Always ready.
We gotta get like some type of like little timbre, a little like bell or something.
Like
when we get to like
a guida for me, please.
yeah,
Thank
we
you.
gotta do something. Cue the edit. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
If I could give my younger self one piece of advice, and this too shall pass.
That's a good one.
I think when we're young and you're going through things, you think it's the end of the world, right? Like, remember your first breakup?
My life is over.
That's it. Did you cry?
Yeah.
Like ugly cry, like boogers and everything, right?
Pro
Like,
did.
right?
He did.
And then what? And then what? You get over it.
You get
right?
over it.
Yeah.
So this too shall pass. That no matter what
Yeah.
you're going through, you just keep steady and you just remember what the purpose is. What is the plan? What is the proposed entail? And just stay focused on the goal. Really, this too shall pass. No matter how bad things are, there's always someone that has it worse than you do. And I think,
Definitely.
when
That's
you're
true.
going through it as a young person, you don't understand that concept, but you develop it.
Yeah. Because life is nothing but a string of moments. Good, bad, happy, sad. They too shall pass.
Absolutely. And we learn in science, physics,
You're laughing, but I always say that to my students.
That's great.
Yeah.
and we learn in physics.
All these
that-
metaphors getting dropped today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We learn in physics that if you have a metal ball going through a deceleration ramp and you have one that's going through a ramp that's up and down, valleys and peaks, the ones with valley and peaks, the ball goes further.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes to show us that life, we have valleys and we have peaks. It's normal. No one's perfect. No one has all the answers. And
That's a
it's
great
just,
one right there. That's
The
great.
valleys and peaks.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
good.
He's going to text me later and ask me, can you
Yeah.
send me that quote?
Qué bien.
I'm using a lot of this for my kids.
Qué
I love
bien.
it. Have them watch
I'm gonna
the
write
episode.
it down. Do you see this? This is valleys and peaks. Do you see this? Which one do you guys think is gonna
That's
hit you
it.
better?
That's it.
It's awesome.
So that would be the
So many
advice.
gems dropped on
I love
today's episode.
I love this episode.
Yeah, this is
so
gonna
much
be
fun.
great.
I'm excited.
So at Berkeley College, as you know, Dr. Baralt, we ask our students to describe what Berkeley means to them in one word. So if you could describe what you want your legacy to be in one word, what would that be?
In one word, my legacy is energy.
That is so suiting for you.
I know. Energy. I describe myself as an energetic, effervescent person. This is the SAT word for the day. And I like to do that because energy is contagious. And so if you keep a positive energy and an upswing energy and you're happy about what you do, guess what? It attracts people to you. It attracts young people to you. It makes them want to know what it is that you're doing. And I think I want to always be that person that when my students call me, they know they feel reassured. I hold their hand through processes and that I do it with a spirit of love and not judgment. And I think that's so important. Oftentimes, like, do you remember what it was like in a classroom when you had a question? You don't want to raise your hand. You're like, they're going to laugh at me. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And I want to make everybody feel like my energy begets a safe space. And I think it's important that your educational journey should start with a safe space. You need to be safe in knowing that the person in front of you cares. So I think I want my legacy to be energy. And I'm reminded of a good friend, Valeria Lowe, who said to me, she put me to moderate a panel, right? In Montclair for the Montclair Entrepreneurship Group. I'll never forget this. She goes, we need you to moderate a panel. And I go, why? Why me? Like, she goes, capital N, capital R, capital G. It took me a week to figure out what she meant. I had no idea what she was talking about. Then I'm like, energy. Oh, duh, right? I couldn't believe it. And
Energía, Melissa.
But she went NRG, and I loved it. And so that is my legacy. My energy, I think, without a doubt.
Beautiful.
I put my heart into everything. I think God has blessed me, and I'm thankful for all his blessings.
So tu legado es energía.
Energía, bonita, bella, positiva.
All the things.
All those together.
Yalla, habi. Right? So I just think that, you have to do it, and you have to do it with a mindset that is positive, that is energetic, that is really hoping that you live to your potential, which is our promise. Hey.
Dr. Baralt, thank you so much for visiting us today. We are going to bring you back.
Hey, thank you.
But thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come speak to us, to our listeners. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to us via at Berkeley College on social media, and we will respond to you via any platform.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, guys. This was amazing.
For coming here.
I love the
awesome energy.
I loved it.
I love it.
I like that energy. Greatness, energy.
Positive vibes only.
I love it.
Love and light.
Peace.
That was so much fun.
Amazing. I loved it. It was such an episode filled with so many gems, I could say.
Right?
Yeah.
Just dropping them.
And I can
imagine being in her class.
I can see. That's what I was gonna say. I could see why she's a professor, doctor, and everything else. All the other accolades she has.
It would be
belt.
really fun to have you come and audit one of her classes. Just
sit
in a class.
I would love to do that.
And we can do some content. How fun would that be?
It would be great.
Maybe we could record an episode from campus.
Will they let us?
And make like a day out of it.
Oh, record not from inside the classroom. I thought you meant like
no,
record.
like on campus.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
We can make a day out of it.
Yeah. I'd love to take this like on the road and like record places.
We should.
Yeah.
I think
like
it's
today is
fun.
100 degrees outside. We could have done this at the pool.
No, it's too hot outside. We pre-record, mi gente. We pre-record. But what was your favorite takeaway from today?
For me, the thing that really hit immediately for me as a parent is when she spoke about how her parents, pushed her into college. Like they didn't give her a choice. Like this is what's happening. Like as soon as you get out of high school, you're going into college, you're going to get your degree, you're going to And look where it's gotten her, right? And I feel like a lot of parents these days are too reluctant on, I'm gonna let my kid decide what they want to do this or decide that. And I'm not saying you have to force your child into what they want to become. But I do think not giving them too much of a freedom to allow them to, I'm going to take a year off or I'm not going to, because then they veer away and it's too hard to get them back. So my biggest takeaway was that, aside from all her accolades, which obviously she has a million of them in everything she's doing. But yes, I think it's so important to help guide and mold people, and that's what she does now for a living. She's guiding and molding people, as you're one of them, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's just overall a universal takeaway right there.
It's so cool to be able to have this platform, and this is the whole point of why we're doing what we're doing.
Yes.
And to bring stories that inspire, but also help you aspire to be better.
Yeah.
Right? Plug
100%.
for her.
Yeah.
To be better. But what was it she said? Why be ordinary?
When you could be extraordinary.
Just
when
put the
you
extra.
just put you're just
extra.
adding a little extra to it.
A little extra.
Yeah, I'm saying that when I go home.
record a video with the boys.
I'm going to record it. I just want to tell you guys something. Why
record the boys.
Ordinary. When you could be extraordinary. They're going to be like, you're just amazing down. That's what I do.
I know.
That's what I do.
Dr. Baralt was on our show today. But no, it was beautiful. I really hope that you all had at least one takeaway from today's episode. And if it inspires you or aspires you to be better, that's what we aim to do.
That's right.
So for more information, follow us on social media at DJ Prostyle, at Penny Dellas, at Berkeley College. And if you want to inquire any information about Berkeley, berkeleycollege.edu. Hey, thanks for listening. Tune in next week
for an all new episode of Teach Me Something,
brought to you by Berkeley College.